Ow, now brown cow. All right, we're all good. We are rolling.
Bombshell today, a turning point. Today was historically bad for President Trump. Today was a turning point. Turning point. We're at a turning point here. The beginning of the end.
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 And breaking news.
We have another bombshell.
Bombshell.
Might have to assume the office of the presidency.
The call for impeachment.
Rumblings of the word impeachment. Breaking news.
Bombshell at the White House.
I believe this is the beginning of the end.
Dude,
Beginning of the end.
That's so like this snippet I got, which is so fucking funny.
I think I've listened to that like 4 times.
Yeah,
it's pretty great.
It's streaming from like everyone's making the big issue about it's awesome, people are voting. Oh shit, you're supposed to vote.
That was my civic
big
duty.
That was my big.
Did you vote yesterday?
Of course,
I did too.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man. I got the sticker.
You're a Marine, so I'd hope you.
I got the sticker, and I.
So you know what I did?
What?
The guy, I don't know if I told you this. We went and voted, and the guy's like, sticker? And I go, nah, I'm good, man. And he's like the circuit board just went like,
How are you going to let everyone know?
Yeah, I was like, I don't need to put a sticker on my shirt. Because it's like, dude, here's how I look at it. Like, you should vote because that's, everyone can be up in arms. You can hate Trump. You can believe in this, believe in that. That's fine. But my thing is, when it comes to all this bullshit, you have one obligation, and it's called voting. So when you have to post on social media, I voted. I took a shit today. Should I post that? Be like, do I get a thumbs up? Dude, I take a dump. Like,
it's the same thing that's exactly
nuts.
how I feel when it comes to like working out and everything. When people post.
Oh, right here. There you go.
Even
G-Eazy wrote, go vote. See, I wonder if they're doing it as like a reminder, like to tell people that forgot, like, yo, you should go vote. But it's also like it's what you're supposed to do.
I don't believe that, because it's like this is what happens midterm elections every single go around. It doesn't change. It's the same. You go and you vote.
You vote.
That's what you do.
The lady, it was funny. She like had to fill me in on like how to fill out the bubble sheet for a solid like couple minutes.
Like back in high school when you're taking like tests and you're like, don't fill the bubble in a quarter of the way. Don't overfill the bubble. See that, and they have to have examples because people are just stupid.
Yeah. It was a really like I don't like the vibe going in there. It was an old church by where I live.
I had to go to a church,
and it was and I don't care about that. It was the people like that are volunteering. They're super weird. Like clearly don't get out much. Like they saw me with all my tattoos and shit, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, who is this guy?
Satan is in our presence."
Oh my gosh, this kid, he clearly is voting just pro weed. Because look at him.
Isn't that the funny thing? Like if you have tattoos and all that, everyone thinks you're like this crazy left-wing liberal.
Yeah, or you're a fucking idiot, and you just have nothing to do in your life except go get more tattoos.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean the whole thing about that. It's like when people were posting, I'm like, why are you taking a photo pointing at your stupid ass sticker? Maybe it's just me. I'm not like, I don't know, dude. It's like, just go vote.
I felt that way too.
Did you?
I did.
And then you posted that on the gram?
No.
You pointing at your sticker going, hey guys.
Hey.
Look at me.
I done voted.
I did what I was supposed to do as an American citizen. But
I think that's with everything nowadays. Everyone has the capabilities of posting every aspect of their life, and they do so. And that's just what they do. And like we were talking about earlier, before we turned the mics on, talking about what is this world coming to? Like, it's not that. The world is no different than it was.
The same.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. It's just we have the capabilities of now knowing every detail of everyone's life and their feelings and all that, when it wasn't that we didn't have those capabilities a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
but then people are getting more comfortable with expressing every last detail of how they feel about fucking everything.
Right.
I took a shit this morning and it scraped my butthole a little bit. I must not be having enough fiber in my diet, so it's like, oh, fucking congratulations, man. I took a shit too.
Yeah, I mean, but the cool part is, like, then you still have the opportunity to decide, like, you opt into it or you don't. Like, when I saw some dude, I even forget who it was, I looked on my Facebook feed, and he's like, this racist bigot, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, if you listen to this, I'm not saying for or against Trump. The whole point is he went in this tangent of, like, my shortcomings and downfall in my life is because of the president. I'm like, you're a
not
fucking
true.
moron. Like, the person running the country, if it was Bozo the fucking clown, like, you still have to, like, do what you want to do and, you know, just be a kind, good person, man. Like,
That's the thing is, with...
Point the finger, bro. Point the finger.
That's how I feel. I mean, you look back, you know, obviously there's a lot of people that are not pro-Trump, and people make that very clear. I don't ever throw my political beliefs out there because it's unnecessary.
People want to know, Alec, what who'd you vote for, dude?
it's so unnecessary. But you think, okay, so Trump is our president right now.
Yep.
How is your life any different than when Bush was our president?
Someone's got to be the fallback.
Who the president is that directly affecting your life right now? No.
People will believe what they want to believe, so then they'll just go, yes, like it is. And then you ask them, okay, give me specific examples. I'm a huge believer as I get older in that what you see as the funny clip I played is proof right there. That is from multiple news source companies, CNN, Fox, blah, blah, blah. List goes on and on. Of verbatim taking the same
thing.
The beginning of the end.
And not only that, but the same exact people that have said it multiple times.
So don't believe everything you hear and read, because...
No, if you're doing your part, you're being a good person, you're paying your taxes and not evading those and shit.
Here's the deal. You want to give a reality check to people? Send them to a communist country for 6 months and see what they think.
I'm telling you. Well, I think a lot of that comes. I think you don't hear a lot of this crazy talk coming from people who have actually traveled, people who have been out of the United States,
seen the world. You mean?
And have actually seen what it's like outside of the United States.
Sure.
And I think those people, the people that have, kind of keep quiet because they know firsthand.
Sure.
How good they have it.
Of course.
Because life's fucking easy. Oh God, we have it so good. We have it so good, and I think a lot of the times it's those people that haven't seen hardship or who truly haven't had a really out of the box experience of a difficult life.
Right. In
terms of all their life has been, you know, growing up, good childhood, high school, college life. And that's it. They haven't, you know, and everyone struggles in their own ways.
Sure.
But not everyone has had life-altering situations that have given them perspective in a different light. And I think it's always those people that are the ones that talk the most because they don't know anything different. They've never seen anything different.
Yeah.
It's like, go
if you're doing
1,000 miles south.
Yeah.
And
if you're busy and you've got shit to do, right? Like if you're whatever it is, like composing music, you're whatever, like woodworking, just making those arts and crafts, whatever. Like you don't want to bog your life down with negativity. Like love my parents to death, but they have told me recently they're like, did you hear about what happened in the news? I'm like, let me guess, someone got murdered or like some awful shit. And yeah, of course, that's all they push out there because their agenda, again, is to get ratings up. Like it is a business. That's what people don't understand. Like CNN's trying to outdo Fox. Fox is trying to outdo CNN and TMZ and this person, that person. You know what I mean? And like, if you wrap your head around the business side of it, you'll be like, oh. Hence the funny clip of what I played at the intro of the podcast. That's all it is. It's clickbait stuff, and you know they blast whatever the headline is, and if you by the way, this cold brew is really fucking good.
if you actually dive into what the article is, it's usually never have anything to do with what the title of the story is. Yeah. It's ridiculous. But I say we get this, let's kick this thing off.
I thought, you know what's funny? I kind of liked the kickoff of
I did.
The beginning of the end. Oh, I do have a question about
what?
About actually when you were serving the country.
We can get into that. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me.
He's so good at firing up the song. Dude, hey, whatever happened to the soundbite board? Did you totally quit that or what?
Kind of. All right.
It's so good.
Well, let's start this thing off proper. Here we go.
Trying to get every last drop out of that.
Get all that caffeine. Beautiful.
Walls closing in on him.
Walls closing in on
Walls are
him.
closing in.
News, a new bombshell. One astrologer says this means the beginning of the end for President Donald Trump.
Come on.
That's so great.
Dude, that shit is...
Well,
I love when they throw actors in the mix.
Oh, I know.
Like, that's going to validate...
Dude,
if Alec Baldwin tells me it's the beginning of the end, it is the beginning of the end. Fuck, dude.
All right.
You know?
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Iron and Think. We've taken a little hiatus again. Shit's just been busy, and...
You know what's funny? Can I say something real quick?
What's up?
All the time, I think almost every episode we start going into, we've taken a hiatus when it's only been like a week.
Yeah, but I like the whole... I like saying that every time we aren't able to get out one episode a week, because...
I mean, we do the best we can. We're
Yeah,
busy guys.
things have been crazy. There's been a lot of... throw the fight stuff going on, Iron and Ink stuff going on, and sometimes it's hard to...
And we're making new clothes, man.
Yeah.
We're pushing the boundaries, and we're making new product. And then we have to pack orders, ship orders. We got a lot of things. It's fun.
And it's funny because each episode is usually a little over an hour. So you think, it can't be that hard to like sit down and do it for an hour, But the fact is, the process to actually get this thing up and running is more than an hour. So it's just an hour for the recording process, and then you have to do all the stuff before, and then after, and then get the video going.
Yeah,
all that.
You just gotta commit. You know,
you do. But we're doing it. So we got another episode here for you guys.
This one, I think we're gonna title it "The Beginning."
The beginning of the end, for sure, for sure. But I know we talked about not too long ago. Let's kind of dive into... We haven't really talked a whole lot lately about the brand, and I think that's...
Have we not?
Not really. Usually we have some good conversations going on, guests that kind of pull away from that. So I think we are going to just take a few minutes and chit-chat about what's going on, some future plans, all that kind of stuff. So right now, it's November 7th.
Yeah, coming up on a big
this will probably be released either tomorrow or the day after. So yeah, we're coming up on Black Friday, and Cyber Monday. It's back to back.
Yep.
Which is always, in the history, it's usually, besides like Christmas and beginning of spring, it's always the biggest, craziest time.
Yeah, this sets up your year, basically,
sure.
And I think a lot of times, too, I don't know, like I was talking with, Mr. Frankie, who we've had in a very beginning episode. He said he'll jump on and get another one in.
Sweet.
But he is one of the owners of Rockabilly, so they do all band apparel. So he's in the same biz as we are. But, he even said the same thing. We were kind of having a conversation. I'm like, do you feel that brands and companies now try to outdo or one-up the ridiculous sale of, like, dude, 30% off is dope.
A lot.
Like, that's dope.
It's a lot.
Hell yeah. You type in a code, you just gave me 30% off, I'm in, right? Companies are like 45% off, 50%. It's like, what? Like, a lot of it too is like people buy shit that like they don't even want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you've heard the stories about the Walmart getting trampled.
People
like, dude, like the
physically
dude just
getting
got
hurt.
killed
Yeah,
for a TV
it's
or
crazy.
a fucking
wild.
What was that one?
I think Best Buy.
Yeah, Best Buy.
Best Buy.
Do they line up? They camp out like the
days in advance. Not even like the day before.
Dude, it's not worth
days.
it.
Days. You're gonna really do that for like 40% off a TV?
Yeah,
like fucking Amazon Prime that shit.
Yeah, I mean they're price, and so I feel like a lot of these brands like Amazon, they're just like, it's like there's so many deals. It's it doesn't make the deals like cool or unique anymore. Where you're like, oh, this is a pretty big heavy discount. I mean, I think the bonus like for us is like we make all the stuff and it's limited. So, you know, our goal is like, you know, if stuff goes like Bomber Jackets, the flannels, like they're gone. You know, we won't make those again. So I mean, that's kind of
fucking get them, people.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's what's cool about the brand is that, you know, you got to create that. If you always have it around, like, what's the cool part about it? Like, I think stuff's dope if it's limited edition, limited runs, you know. So I mean,
agree.
Yeah, I think we'll do a pretty sweet sale for you guys. But again, you know, the customer service emails, they flood us going, hey man, you don't have this in a large. It's like, dude, it's been on the site, like it's sold out. Like you got to jump on it.
Yeah, and always the great emails are like the day after or like 2 days after sale. Hey, you know, missed the sale. Was wondering if I can, if you could honor the discount. It's like, dude, you had like 3 days to do this.
That's the funniest
what the
thing.
fuck?
Yeah, hey, can you still honor the discount? Like,
no.
I know you've been running the sale for a week straight,
yeah,
but I just want to get that extra day. And we go, nah, not happening.
Nah.
But you know, you're gonna get that, and that's part of the thing. But I'm just stoked that people are, you know, and like you and I have a lot of stuff like in the pipeline that's the thing is like I think we're dropping stuff pretty consistent. You know, I think that's what people like. I mean, even for myself as a consumer for brands, I like to see like, oh shit, they dropped something else. Like we just dropped the flannels, then we dropped the new tee.
Yep.
Now we just dropped those new jogger pants. Those are doing great.
Yep.
Super awesome.
They're almost gone, so I would highly recommend getting those because I don't think there's only a handful left.
And then what else? I mean, we got like on the board, we got a bunch of new stuff coming. So
there's a lot of really
long sleeves. We had 2 long sleeves. We're kind of like very scarce on what's left, and so we're
shitload of beanies coming.
Oh yeah, we have over there.
Like
4 different colors: gold, burgundy, gray, and
2
black.
different styles. Mm-hmm. So there's always new stuff coming out.
Yeah, and if you guys want,
that keeps things fun.
Yeah, dude. Well, you kind of have to do that because if you don't, you just sit on the same 5 T-shirts like a million other brands do out there. It's like that's boring.
Yep.
You know, like what else do they have? I think variety is key. People like variety. They like options.
Oh yeah, because not everyone's gonna dig everything. So if you have a wide variety of stuff, keeping it cohesive though is key. Same prices for everything.
We got some fucking questions, sidebar.
Yeah. Well, why don't we? Do you want to save those for the end, or do you want to fire them off now? I mean, it's probably brand. Yeah, let's just do them now. What do we got?
What else did you want to talk about the brand? Anything else?
Oh, just overall, just people who listen. It gets used pretty often, but just reminding you, podcast listeners get a nice little discount, and that is just the discount code is just podcast. And you'll get yourself a 15% off. So
did you say 50?
15.
I was like, fuck.
No. But talking about what we're like everyone trying to like one up themselves.
Yeah.
Soon it's like everyone tries to like
just here, take it. There's no sales.
Exactly. It's gonna get to the point where like if you set your bar that high, you can't drop it. No. Because then people are like, what the fuck? Soon it's going to be like 75. I mean, 80, there 90,
is like, but it's like, also quality of
fuck?
Goods. Like, okay, we get it. If like you're a mega company and you can like do a 1-day sale, all shirts are $10. That's sick. You're going to sell a lot of units, but what's your percent? You know, like what are you taking home? And
maybe making $1.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it might look good on paper. Like, dude, we sold 500, 10,000 units, but you ate it on the cost. Made your profit margins are shit, and then especially your brand.
And if it's online too, you are paying for shipping,
right?
So and if people are loading up their carts and everything, the heavier it get, the more it costs, and you can be getting out of the black when it comes time to shipping.
Right.
So then you're eating that along with the gnarly discount. and it's gonna make a dent.
Fucking dent.
Fucking
all right,
dent.
You want to go through this? Oh, dude, we got Rosario, Eternal Death
Fuck
Slayer.
that dude, man.
Dude, that guy, he's such a
Chris.
Says secretly love when you guys do your Midwest accents. If possible, can you handsome gentlemen give 5 minutes of the most Midwest conversation you could give with the accents? Much love.
So like 5 full minutes of turning it up.
Basically, it's like you got me turned on to Letterkenny.
Yeah.
Which is fucking
so
genius.
funny.
They're basically it's Canadian dudes like with gnarly accents.
Yeah, they're way up north.
Which is kind of
Saskatoon or Nova Scotia or something.
You know? Yeah, and that's kind of up north. So we'll go into that. But Brad's got a question here. So Brad Krause, he's a writer owner. He said, "Hey, my name is Brad Krause. I left the corporate world to help promote the simple notion of self-care.
Dope.
I'm wondering if you'd help me get the word out about it. My website, publishing self-care article, in the article, change mental health self-care. Is it okay if I send the article? Oh, he's asking to send an article. So there was really no question there, but yeah, that's rad. Brad, send it over, the article. I'll check the site and your info. That's cool. Good for you. Like, yeah, I mean, if you leave the corporate world, I was in the corporate world years and years ago, and it's a fucking nasty animal. It's a monster. It breeds some negativity for sure. Mikey fucking called me today. He's at corporate, and he's like, everyone's so fake. I'm like, totally.
Yeah.
Because no one gives a shit. They're just trying to like.
He's at his wit's end.
He is.
Is there anything else?
No, just Rosario being a fucking clown. That guy.
Yeah. So I guess I can turn it on thick right now.
Yeah, you're pretty good at it. What was funny though is when we were on tour, and the Saskatoon.
Yeah.
Which that like blew my mind. I thought it was a total joke. I was at the point of just getting into Letterkenny, I think, and then the real life, the dude's like, "Hey, what's up, dudes? Like, your band was fucking ripping tonight, man. Like, first time in Saskatoon, brah." I'm like, what the fuck? This is amazing. Yeah.
It's super fun because it's true.
Nicest people though in Canada, dude.
We do, I guess, technically have a thicker accent, but when I first moved to California, I got torn apart by people that would make fun of me, and then and I was there for a while, so I lost it, and I came back.
Got it back,
and
bro.
I think I got her. I think I got her pretty thick. That
sounds more like Irish.
Well, that's the thing about the northern Minnesotan accent. I think it's got that kind of Irish sound to it.
Irish twang.
Yeah.
Dude, shit's funny though. Like, the Saskatoon guy.
Oh, it's super. Because I used to play hockey every summer.
You used to play puck, dude?
Used to play puck.
Fucking hey, man. You're a beast on the ice or what?
Fucking dangle snipe, And but we would go up and play multiple tournaments in Canada every single summer, and it's those people they got them. Canada, Canada's great.
Not one person, like, I've been listening to comedians on podcasts, bands, like, not one person like, dude, Canada fucking blows.
No, they love it.
Don't get me wrong, there's different parts. Like, you go to like Alberta, and then you like. When we went to like Saskatoon compared to like Montreal, they're not even in the same like world. Like,
when you get more,
you're in Canada, but it's like, dude, Saskatoon's like more out there, and then you go to Montreal, it's like New York City.
All the major cities are no different than any other ones, but then you get in the more rural areas, and you're like, what?
Fucking hey there, Alec, like man, you got a gnarly beard there, bud.
Playing fucking hockey in Manitoba and shit, and you're way up there. I love Winnipeg. Winnipeg's great. I don't
think I've been to Winnipeg.
Yeah. There was a show. There was a show in Winnipeg.
Kind of fucking all blends together.
When you're on tour, it all kind of.
You wake up and you go, "What city am I?
Where am I?
Where am I, dude?
We're in fucking."
You know what's kind of bullshit? So I get like with Verizon, phone never has an issue, but up there, their cell phone towers are called Rogers, right? Dude swears on his life. I'm like, got the unlimited plan, like, cool. I'm like, so when I cross the border, like, my shit will be good, right? I was the only one, and I had the iPhone 10 when it just came out. All the other dudes had whatever,
iPhone 2s and 3s.
Wireless and burner phones, whatever. And all of their shit worked just fine, and I was the only one that had the issue. I'm like, no.
That's super bullshit.
And that was when the site crashed, dude. Remember that?
Yes.
And I'm like trying to
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
call
yeah.
site is
Yeah.
down, and we just threw up
Yeah.
a sale. Fuck.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Excuse me.
Dude, that was almost a year ago. That was
Time
in
flies,
December.
bro. Time flies. Dude.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, Christmas time.
It
Close
was
to Christmas.
because you got back
25% off
on.
it.
Yeah, you got back
Christmas
on.
Eve.
Yeah.
Great tour,
I had
but
to.
dude,
I had to not. I couldn't partake because I can't go into the country of Canada.
That's
Because
I
I'm a
don't believe
hooligan.
that. I don't believe that.
It's fucking stupid.
You totally could have.
Well, yeah, but there's so many hoops you got to jump through.
Hoops.
Hoops.
So many hoops up at your cabin.
Hoops. Yeah.
You'd have been fine, dude.
Well, you have to file for temporary residency, which costs like $500 just to do that. And then, but
Make
the
it
thing
10,
is,
dude.
it's not a for sure deal. It's a gamble.
But don't you don't live on the edge?
I do, and you got to live on the edge because you're gonna fall off sometime. You know what I mean?
Yikes.
Fucking live on the edge.
Yeah, man. It would have been good to have you, but I'm glad you weren't there because that
Nightmare
sale
of a
went
tour.
to.
That and just that fucking bandwagon and all that.
Don't even get me started.
Probably would have murdered someone.
That was pretty bad. It's pretty poor, to say the least.
But the thing
Persevered.
is, you get good stories out of them. Like this past weekend with Cade Cats, it'll be a good story.
I just want to pretend that day never happened.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best, but things
You wanna
happen.
Tell people what happened.
Yeah, so
Might as well. You brought it up.
So Throw the Fight had a show on Friday, this past Friday, and the cool thing about it is I was really excited because it was going to be the first time that the band was going to play a few new tunes, and all week long it was like Thursday practice, the week prior Thursday practice, do the songs for the first time, and then the following Thursday practice again. Everything was ready. Your kit was on the riser.
It was cooking. It was cooking.
Everything was set up, so literally you guys would just have to come in, sound check, and good to go.
Bada bing, bada boom. And we sound checked. It sounded great.
Yeah, sounded fantastic. Had issues with one of the support bands ahead of time.
Don't worry, you put them in line.
Yeah, and then so
I appreciate that. By the way.
comes time for the set. Everything's going well. The new intro track sounded fantastic. Thanks. Shout out to Jeremy. And get on stage, play the first song. First song's over. Cade goes to throw a pick out to the crowd. Even though, why would anyone want your pick? You're a loser.
Yeah, here's how you throw it.
Yeah, you just
Externally
give a
rotate
little,
that. He does a little
give
wrist,
a little
like,
flick,
wrist,
and in the process
Blew
of
his
throwing his pick, Cade's shoulder becomes dislocated, and
like bad.
And the thing is, it would have been worth it if it would have been a really sweet pick throw, like if it would have got some distance on it. I watched it happen because I'm side stage in case anything goes haywire, which things went haywire, and the pick just went boop and
straight
got
down.
all of like 2 feet, and Cade had to come off stage. No one really had any idea what was going on, and
especially me.
Yeah, and you're like, did he break a string? What's going on? Because I had to bring him into the back, and your whole set, I had my hand jammed in his armpit trying to support his shoulder. And then finally the ambulance came, and we were able to walk him to the ambulance. Got him in there. They gave him some fentanyl, calm him down because he was freaking out and he was super pissed off. And yeah, you guys did the set
without a singer and
a bass player. So
Yikes.
that's dope.
So there's that.
I can't. The first song sounded great, but I didn't get to hear the rest of the set because of my situation. And from your remarks and everything, you weren't too
no bueno,
too happy about it.
Yeah, dude, it was
So yeah, that happened
Rough.
Friday, and still a little salty about it.
Yeah, just gotta come back bigger and stronger, eh?
Yep, but hey, it's gonna be a great story down the road.
That's true.
It'll be like, remember that one time when Cade tried to throw a pick, and instead of throwing a pick, he threw his shoulder out?
Shit's funny.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah. But he's okay.
Kid.
He's okay. He's doing better.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of have to move on and chalk it up as an L.
Big L.
Big L, and then you go, okay, well, let's do her better next time. Yeah. But we got some big things in the works, and we're trucking along, and yeah, man, life is good.
It is.
But dude, oh yeah, I mean, it sucks too because I run tracks. I'm playing in-ears to a click, and I'm like, I'm not playing another song until I know where is this guy. Like, I thought the whole time he's like looking, where's the fucking bass, dude? My string
like
broke.
Amateur
and I'm
hour.
like, oh god. Hi, we've never played a show before. It looks like. Oh no, he just blew his shit out.
It was bad too. It was because I could feel it. It was out of the socket and hanging down probably like an inch and a half or so.
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
It was bad. It was not good. But
but now he's good. And then we had dinner the next night, and he felt better. I think, kind of.
Yeah. And then we went and saw Bohemian Rhapsody, which was fuck me.
That fucking dude doesn't win an Oscar.
Oh, I know.
I got no hope in the movie industry.
I know.
That movie,
it was,
as we like to say, it was lit, fam.
Shit was lit.
Yeah, it was amazing, dude. Like, my whole thing, what was funny, I told my client this. What bugs me the most on bands when they show like a musician playing in a movie, they're not playing the right parts to the music. So if a drummer's on a crash cymbal, like on the chorus, but he's doing this on a hi-hat, I'm like, nope, that's bullshit. And I get it, like music videos, you're not technically really playing, but you are. But line up the music. It's all in the editing thing. But
well, dude, you should have people there to.
Oh, they nailed it. Like even the drummer when he was like doing the cymbal wash, it was so dialed in. And they were like really playing the instruments. Yeah. Like I watched an interview with a dude that played him, Freddie Mercury, and he like took singing and piano lessons for a year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
With like one of the best teachers, and he was really singing those parts. Now, not every moment.
He also there's a guy I actually saw them. His name's Mark Martel, I believe his name is, and this was. Shit, I think this might have been my senior year in high school, but Queen, they did a contest to see who could do like who could do the best cover of a Queen song, and this guy named Mark Martel did it, and one, he looks like Freddie, two, sounds exactly like him.
How
like
do you know
it's
this
creepy. It was on the interwebs. But then they did a tour. It was called the Queen Extravaganza.
That's sick.
Went and saw them, and it was fucking mind-blowing. So he did, I found out, I was talking to my brother about it. Mark Martel, I believe that's his name, did a lot of the vocals for the movie as well. Just to get it like really on point. So it was like all the recording aspects was like Mark, and then all the live stuff, when you can clearly tell it's a live,
right?
Him just singing was actually Remy.
Oh, that's the actor.
That guy. So he did those singing parts.
What's that show he was in, Mr. Robot?
Mr. Robot, yeah.
Good?
Yeah, it's really
like a spy
good.
Movie.
I actually just watched a movie last night that he was in, and it was fucking phenomenal.
What movie?
Papillon. It's called Papillon with him and then the main guy Jax from Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, dude. That guy's been...
That movie, this movie blew my mind.
Really good, huh?
Yeah, I told Ed about it today, and I kind of told him the whole...
What did he say?
I kind of told him the whole movie, and he was like, well, thanks, now I'm not going to watch it, because you literally told me everything that the movie was about.
Wow.
So he's a little upset, but
he's a little salty.
He's a little salty.
You know what? It is what it is.
Yeah, I was like, fucking suck it up, Ed. Stop being a dick.
That movie, that was really cool. I mean, it's a couple people, I think their response was they said, well, it's like very generic. I'm like, well, it's the classic like come up story where like these guys went against the fucking grain and they believed, or at least Freddie had the life to believe in what he was doing. And basically, I mean, they had in the one scene with Mike Myers as a record exec, dude, I was fucking loving it because it was like 3 minutes is a fucking hit.
Yeah.
What's this bullshit 6-minute Bohemian Rhapsody? I can't even, what the fuck does that mean? Like, just hate it. And they basically said, fuck you to the record, dude. Walked out. They became mega huge.
Yeah, because he had the buddy that was a DJ, and he spun his track for him, and then fucking shit blew up.
Yeah.
What I thought was really cool is they were all, you could tell for the most part until, you know, he had his, you know, little falling out, they were all on the same page of what they wanted. They wanted to be a different band than every other band. They wanted to create art in the form of music and be different and create something that had never been created before. I love that scene where they were in the studio and they were just doing all the experimental shit, like putting coins on the fucking floor tom and like water and buckets and fucking shit, and they're just like, we're gonna be a band that doesn't exist. And it worked. Fucking
it's kind of funny too because Freddie Mercury is the focal point, but the dudes in the band were like total nerds. Like they didn't even look like a rock band.
Yeah, well, Brian May was a fucking astrophysicist. I always forget his name. The drummer was a dentist. So I think that's another thing that made them so incredibly good is they were insanely intelligent. Yeah, and they just took music and broke it down to a whole new level.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think what's crazy besides social media, I don't think anything's really changed on a come-up story. It takes one, you know, and music's so subjective, man, where, like, you might think you have the hit, but, like, something got pushed. I mean, dude, I can't even fathom listening to mainstream radio right now, like KDWB and that shit, like, hell no. Like, but it's funny how those artists get put on and people will like it just because the melody, but they really don't dive into the artist or the band. They're just like, oh, I know that song.
From the radio.
Yeah, I'm like, do you know who that is? And they're like, I have no idea. Yeah. You know, so there's that genre or world, and then there's like, you know...
your Warped Tour bands and shit.
I mean, there's so many just different avenues now to get your music out there that what's interesting is sometimes people are like, oh, you have to have this molded look, but like... now with social media and Instagram, people are opting into the individual band members because they're putting themselves out there, and that's what's selling. Like, what was the show I went to with Frankie was Ghostmane, that rapper dude from down south, right? And I definitely not into his music, but I see the appeal. He's basically 9 Inch Nails with down south hip hop. Yep. Looks literally
like old Atlanta style
with face tats, but he has like a full band, guitar player, bass player, drummer, and a DJ. It's super gnarly, like dark shit, but it's like, I guess he's like the nicest dude ever, and he's selling out every night. And when we left the show, I said, I totally get the appeal, but what's funny is like he doesn't have that song, like the banger. And this guy's selling out every show basically because of like what he's appealing to is kind of that like the lost teenager who like feels like a loner, a degenerate. He's like their spokesman for that. And I'm like, dude, taking 9 Inch Nails and down south hip hop, mushing it together is genius. It's a white kid with like bleach blonde hair, you know? And but again, he doesn't have a hit song, but he is doing it full on. I mean, he's extremely successful. So it's like there's no I love how people think there's like a method. There is no method. So it's like with anything, you just gotta do it. And then finally, I mean, the way I look at stuff is the more you put out and see what's out there, someone will latch to it at some point, and then they go, holy shit, your backlog looks killer. Like, this band's super good, you know, or whatever. Or this artist is super good. That's all music is. You know, it's just subjective fucking shit.
Yeah, there's no appeal in being a one-hit wonder.
No, I mean, God, there's been some, and I don't know. I mean, some people want that, though. You know, and a lot of times there's a different side of music where you're a songwriter. Like, literally, you work with artists and help make them hit songs. You know, like, you're a hired gun and you don't go on tours. Like, you just go to the studio, you hear melodies dancing around in your head, and you're like, okay, what are some lyrics you got? And there you go. I mean, that's a great career as well, too.
Yeah, I think it's really, nowadays, it's kind of hard to bullshit your way through the industry now. Because if you suck, you suck. Like, which is super
Yeah,
crazy.
dude.
Who was that we were talking about with the whole Post Malone thing?
Yeah, that shit pisses me off. It was like...
That's gnarly.
Oh, it was Charlie Paulson, so it was kind of a blast. Is the band Goldfinger,
Yep.
where the guitar player, old guitar player, who's not in the band anymore, he's a writer for some magazine or whatever. He said he went to Post Malone, and he said it was the biggest crock of shit. And he said, not being, like, personally attacking him, it's like he's riding this wave of, like, people are almost, like, opting into him just because it's, like, it's cool to like Post Malone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, he has some good songs, but he's, like, he's not a Freddie Mercury status of creativity, right? So when he comes out, he's like, dude is running hella tracks, not even singing his parts, and he's like, I'm wasted on stage, like, with his red Solo cup, and he's, like, tanked. No band, no nothing. It's just, like, a screen with lights, and it's him prancing around on stage. Then as he's drunk through the set, he busts out an acoustic guitar and tries to, like, you know, as the article said, like, barely scrap, you know, his way through these songs. And then he's like, all right, I'm out. And he plays the same set at every festival. It's like, you know, he's huge right now, but it's, I don't know. It's like, I'm all about, like, longevity, you know? And, like, if you got discovered year 1 or year 14, but people, your songs never go away. You know, they're there, like, at disposal of the world. So, like, if you do a record 2 years ago, you can scoop it up and be like, dude, this album's amazing. Who was it? Ghost Inside. I was listening to their shit. That band's incredible. One of their my favorite records they did was their first album that got, like, no recognition, and it slams, you know. So I don't know. To me, man, it's like I'm so sick of the here today, gone tomorrow. Like the mumble rappers, all those fucking clowns will be gone. Tekashi 6ix9ine will be gone in a year. Tekashi. Yeah. And you know he'll be gone in a year, and it's like. Yeah, he's got hella following and all this stuff, but or he'll get killed because
he
talks
runs his
so much
mouth
shit on the internet. I mean, you know, so for me, it's like music's a weird. I feel people like the true artists shine, you know, and I think the good bands shine. Like right now, we were just playing Polaris,
dude, so good,
and they all look like a bunch of fucking just average homeless. Like they just look kind of wrecked, you know. Like you couldn't pick them out of a crowd, right? And you listen to that record and you're like, holy fuck, dude, it's like mind-blowing.
It's hands down, this record is hands down the best album I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, Carson and Grant did a killer job.
Crushed it.
And, you know, I think a band like that, this is the record they needed to kind of push them over that hump of, like, getting recognition of people like, holy shit, these guys are really good. You know? And, yeah, man, that's what I love about music is that you can access it so easily now and get turned on to a new artist daily if you want, you know. So I don't know. It's a love-hate, you know. You get a lot of these fuckers. They're only big because they have a big social media following. Well,
that and it's a bummer when you can tell these people that, you know. I think it's more prevalent in the hip hop community with these crazy motherfuckers that are, you know, dyeing their hair fucking every color and face tattoos and all that. It's just, it makes me upset when you see them having so much success for just this bullshit gimmick they pull, and then you have these other artists that are truly artists. Yeah. Those guys aren't fucking artists. They're just what the fuck are they? I don't even know how you would categorize what they do.
They're riding the wave, dog.
And then you have these people who are true artists and are incredibly talented and put out such good music, and they aren't even on the radar.
Yeah,
but then you get fucknuts like that are making millions and millions of dollars from just trash.
Potentially, I mean, you know, a lot of people in the hip hop community. I love hip hop, and a lot of the like people are, you know, get a guy like who's newer wave that is like keeping the old school vibes going and is extremely lyrically like talented as Logic.
Yeah,
where he even is like, no, I'm hip-hop. That shit is just garbage. And, you know, he's doing his thing like J. Cole. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of these, you know, here today, gone tomorrow rappers, but talent is talent, man. And I think over time, if songs are becoming better and they put out a single or a record and the shit gets better, you know, That's all that matters.
Growth.
It's all about that growth. Or what do they say in interviews? So how do you feel on your second album here? It's a little more mature.
Yeah, a little more mature.
We had a little more time in the studio.
My fans are growing with me, so my music had to grow because we're all growing.
And you just can't do the same thing over and over. You got to change it up. Change it up. Problem is that when they change it up, they change it way too much, and then you're like, ooh, you should have stuck with what was good.
Some gradual shit.
Yeah, but anyway. So when really
glag glag glag. Glag glag glag.
So when you were in service, or as in the Marine Corps, who was president at the time? Obama.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Barack Obama. Yeah, because I looked it up. He was 09 to 17. I mean, in 2011, and then during my time was his re-election. So
he was in office for that long?
8 years, yeah, 2 terms.
Holy fuck.
2 terms.
That's right.
2 terms.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what was what we were going to talk about? Oh, how you went to the dark
side?
Went
to the dark side.
So basically, Alec had a membership at LA Fitness.
La Fitness.
The one by your house is like super hood.
Yeah, it's not great.
It smells like a dumpster.
It's fucking gross. I
think I went there once with you.
Yeah, you went with me once.
And it smelled like urine in the bathroom.
It's like a mixture.
Which I get it, like put the urinal cakes in, bruh. But you might have forgot them.
Dude, it seriously smells like a mixture of urine, feces, and
a little bit of BO.
Some BO, and like BO. If you keep a salad in a container in the fridge for like 3 weeks and then open it up.
I'll have that.
So it's it's a mixture of all that.
Yeah.
But it was just because I always
enough, dude.
Yeah, I always have my ebbs and flows with my workouts. Like I'll be super on it for months and months at a time, and then I'll go like gaps for like a week or 2 where I'm just like, fuck this shit. But for the past like 4 months, I've had zero motivation.
Riding the struggle bus?
Just the struggle bus is super slow and just struggling.
So now you're paying buku cash.
No, it's like $10 more than I'm paying. $10, $15 more.
$180 a month. Yo, I need that sushi bar.
No,
I need to get my feet rubbed. Hey, Alec, this is a gym. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to the spa all day.
No, so I go to the Champlin one now. It's the one I worked out at when I was in high school and everything. It's a bronze, so it's like the low one, but I only have a single club membership.
Good.
So it's not bad at all. And then I'm under 26, so I get a discount.
You young guy, you.
I get the Young Gun discount.
What's the discount?
It's like $10 off. So I'm paying like $49 a month, which isn't bad at all. I think I was paying like $29.
It ain't bad.
$29 at La Fitness. Paying $29 when in actuality that membership is probably worth like a quarter.
Oh, God.
Maybe a quarter. But I've had so many terrible experiences there.
Well, it's also the vibes, dude. Everything's about vibes, and the vibes are pretty poor.
They're super poor.
It's
and my last straw was I think I posted something on the Instagrams about it.
Oh, about you when the
in the sauna, really, like come on now, sitting in the sauna, and this one is like a makeshift, like they went out and bought one and like one of the pre-made ones and like threw it in there, like janky as fuck, and it's tiny.
Well, dude, here's the thing though, bathroom etiquette with people is so fucked because they pull, like they almost feel like because they're in the bathroom, like here's my thing, when dudes are walking around, the big bellies with their little small penises they haven't seen in years. Yep. And they're walking around like, bro, put a towel around it. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Dick and balls. Noted. You're a dude. But wrap your shit up. I don't want to see it.
It is. It's
you
very...
You get that.
I do. I'm like, you know what? it's a little over the top, but at the same time, I'm like, I respect the confidence. I can't wait till I get to about, if I live that long, to be, because I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be that guy when I'm 70, 75. I'm going to be in the gym locker room. I'm not going to work out. I'm just going to go for the locker room experience.
Steam room.
And I'm going to walk around with my shriveled up little dick hanging out. Ugh. I'm gonna put my foot up on the stools and have conversations with random people. Yeah. And I'm gonna blow dry my ball hair because I'm gonna stop manscaping and I'm gonna let it all hang out. And I'm gonna sit there with my leg propped up and I'm gonna use the blow dryer that they provide and blow dry my nuts after I just sat in the steam room for 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's like, it's the dudes like that are in super good shape don't like do that. Like they don't walk around like strutting their shit. It's like the gross I think it's like post that retirement age where like the zero fucks given card is flying high.
You're not having sex anymore.
Probably not. Nope. And if they are, it's like a mail order bride and they're pumping Viagra like Tic Tacs and
eating a lot of little blue pills. Yep,
you know, just to get something alive down there. But yeah, dude, it's like, what's appealing about that? And like, you know, in society it's put on like women need to look a certain way. I go, look at that fucking guy. Yeah. Right? Like
totally.
So a woman's supposed to like that shit? Because that's yikes.
Well, I'm gonna do a little
during the cast.
Yeah. During the cast of pod.
But I've called dudes out, man.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I'm like, yo, put a towel around it, bro. And then they get, like, pissed, like, whoa, we all have the same parts. I'm like, yeah, no shit. But here's the deal. I don't need to see your fucking little pin dick and your massive gut. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But at the same time, don't you respect them for just letting their dick hang out? No respect. You don't respect it at all?
No, it's like, dude, I don't need to see your fucking ding-dong. Like, and I'm, dude, here's the deal. I'm secure with myself and what I'm doing, but like, wrap a towel around it, bud, you know? Or here's the classic one when they do this. They do the behind the head dry.
Behind the head.
Who dries off like
and
that?
And the thing is, they don't have hair, so they're not even.
Yeah, I had a meeting today, Bill. Oh, it's great. It's like, what are you doing?
No,
like,
but the best, I think my favorite is the leg propped up on the stool.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And just with the dick and balls hanging out.
Yeah, and it's like, just get ready, dude. Like, get ready. No one wants to see your fucking.
Just drop trowel. Put a towel on.
Yeah.
Go do your business, whether you need to shit, shower, shave, whatever it may be.
Speaking of that, that's my favorite. There's a process to this, but the process that they choose is wrong, so they do this. They go and they drop trowel, no towel, go to the counter, and then do a full prep of shaving. I'm like, bro.
And naked.
Yeah.
Yep, naked.
You know what you can do? Your dick is touching the counter where I wash my hands.
Yeah.
So what you can do is you put a towel on while you're shaving your fucking beard, you asshole.
Or have you ever seen, I've seen guys shaving their balls.
Shut the fuck up.
Shaving where they...
That's in-house only,
they pull the trash can over and they shave their pubes right into the trash can.
Come on.
And it's just that is absolutely ridiculous. Because I don't want little pubies floating around when I'm trying to wash my hands.
Ugh.
After I dropped a gnarly protein dump.
Yeah. It's just kind of common courtesy, you know? That's all it is. It's common courtesy in the locker. There is locker room etiquette, people. Like, there is. And if you think there isn't, you're fucking mistaking hard. Because there is, you know? There
is, and the worst is when... That was the problem with LA is not only there was zero bathroom etiquette whatsoever. Little Yorkie sips. That was so aggressive and so unnecessary.
I know, don't slam in the corner.
Don't slam. It registers.
Slamming, it registers in my freaking
it does.
Board, dude.
It does. But that was the problem with LA is not only was there zero bathroom etiquette, but also no one working there kept up with the bathrooms.
But dude, here's
so they
the
were
thing.
fucking disgusting.
You know it's bad when I have like my shoes on and I was like, oh, maybe I should change, and I wouldn't because I knew the second I stepped on that floor I'd get some fungal virus or something. I mean, it's just, oh no, fuck. The one time I went there, the toilet was overflowing.
Yeah, I know. All the time.
And then they let it just drain.
They got doo-doos just,
like,
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, and another thing is, one, in their showers there, they don't provide soap or towels. So it's just a shower.
LA's always done that, though. They never provided towels, which is stupid. I mean, but I've heard great things on the West Coast, like, or in Arizona. Dude, I've been to LA Fitnesses. They're pristine.
Yeah, the ones in California when I go visit my brother, the one that we go to is fucking great.
Yeah, actually, the one in Woodbury, Minnesota's brand new.
Oh, really?
Right in the parking lot of, what's the venue? Myth. Brand new, small club, awesome. Like, top of the line, everything.
Except it'll be garbage in like 2 months.
I just think it's the location, man. It's where you live.
Well, it's that fine. So the one thing that I truly do appreciate about Lifetime is the bathrooms are incredible.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yep.
You got a steam room, sauna. Some of them have hot tubs in there. I have a kind of a love-hate relationship with sauna or with hot tubs because you never know what's floating around in those guys.
That's gross.
You know, you might have a guy that accidentally busted a nut in there and it's just floating around and you just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, dude, even hot tubs, even steam rooms are like, ugh.
The steam room, I sat in there yesterday. I walked out and I felt like a new man.
Getting all those toxins out of your body.
Yep, sweating it out. And I was sitting in there because I can't breathe out of my right nostril.
What, really?
Yeah.
No shit. What happened?
I just can't. And then this side's...
Oh.
Well, I'm a little plugged up right now, so overall it does. But I can't
Did you
breathe.
break your nose?
No. Huh. But I've never really been able to breathe out of my right nostril.
Interesting.
So I just sat in there in the steam room, the eucalyptic steam room.
Yeah.
And just deep breaths through my nose.
Yeah.
Walked out and I just felt like $1 million.
I don't know, man. Like, for me, it's like etiquette in the gym, and we're talking not working out, is like, and then, like, it's weird. Like, I'm cool with, like, hey, what's up? Or, like, oh, you know, are you using this locker? Can I jump in, like, to this one? Whatever. Like, oh, can I put my stuff here? Like, if it's tight quarters, but, like, straight, like, conversation, like, hey, what's going on, man? Oh. And you don't know the guy, and then he's got his little hand towel covering his fucking ding dong, his little fucking, you know, he's just got a fucking bush, and he's like, hey, what's up, bro? It's like, dude, you have no pants on. Like, put the pants on and maybe say what's up. Yeah. You know? I mean, it's not an insecurity thing. It's nothing like that, but it's like, I don't know, it's almost like they enter the locker room and the whole, like, it's like a secret world. Yeah. You know, like they entered this portal of like, I can just be a nasty fuck. And like
that locker room talk mentality.
Oh, the worst. Or like, yeah, dude, I hear that.
Yeah, but
shit.
that's the one downfall to Lifetime is because it is a club, so you have a lot of people that are there every single day.
The regulars.
The regulars that are there just to be there, just to be there. So they're kind of fucking around and all that, and you're just kind of like,
dude. Speaking of clubs, found out, you know, Vault got broken into.
When?
This wasn't too long ago. So it's 24-hour gym. But
are you talking about the the lockers?
Pop the lockers up. Yeah. One of them got caught.
Fuck yeah, that's
great.
It's
a whole sting, like, of dudes. One guy got caught in another gym with the freaking
the crowbar.
No, screwdriver. They're using screwdrivers.
Really? They're not thinking about it,
dude. Guess how much jail time a guy's got?
5 years.
78 months in prison.
5 years for fucking
popping lockers and stealing shit.
Because I guarantee, I think when it comes time to that, it's like how much shit you've stolen.
Well, yeah, you're stealing.
And he's probably racked up.
Yeah, dude.
Major
jewelry.
Coin. Good.
I mean,
fuck that dude.
So they caught one, and they're basically trying to get the whole operation. I was talking with Spiker today, and he said that is it Best Buy? Yeah, there's a girl, one of his clients that is one of the managers or like GMs at a Best Buy.
Yeah.
They're doing this shit at Best Buys.
That same group?
Like, no, like, kind of. And what they're doing is they're stealing shit, like breaking cases, grabbing stuff, running out.
Jeez.
And they have a giant warehouse in Minneapolis, and they're doing sales.
That's fucked
And they
up.
went to the warehouse, dude, floor to ceiling, full of merchandise. Stolen goods that they're basically selling on the fucking black market.
Dude, that's...
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I think that comes down to parenting. Like, not having good quality values instilled into you while you're growing up. Like, that's one thing my parents never put up with. I remember one time it was me and my sister, and we went to Chipotle.
So good. I had that last night, by the way.
I haven't had it in probably 5 months.
That's too bad. I'll tell you a funny story about it too.
But we went there, and it was super busy.
Yeah.
Like it always is, but this time it was like overly busy. And we did our stuff, walked up to the counter, and I think one of the people that was there thought we already paid. So she was like, all right, have a nice day. Because it was so busy.
You
we were like,
fucking didn't pay.
We were like, no, we didn't pay. And I was like, fuck yeah, free burrito, blah, blah, blah.
You fucking dick.
Went home, told my dad.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, you're going to fucking go back right now and pay for those burritos.
Yeah,
so we went back. And
no shit. How long ago was this?
I was probably
it was
like
a week ago,
yeah, it was
bro,
like last week. I was probably like right when I got my driver's license.
Chipotle wasn't around then.
Yeah, it was.
Was it? No shit.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You little fucking troublemaker.
I know.
You asshole.
But yeah, that's one thing I've
you
never.
Go back, you pay for that.
Yeah, I can't do that shit. Like,
no, dude,
that would eat me up inside.
You wanna
like
know what
stealing
happened?
shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
Oh god,
get a fucking job.
Yeah, it would fucking kill me.
Dude, here's the funny thing. So I was in line yesterday, dying, just low on calories. Go in, girl goes. It was just the timing, right? Woman in front of me orders a burrito, steak burrito. We're talking. The Eden Prairie location hooks it up. Like, they're A squad.
They don't skimp out on
their skimp, ingredients. And they're fucking fast. They blow through the line mega quick. You go to Chan.
The one that me and you used to go to all the time?
Yeah, an EP. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this woman's in line. She gets a steak burrito. The steak's looking pretty skimp. And she gave her the bottom of the barrel.
Ooh.
So I'm like, oh, I need a bowl and a burrito. Girl's like, what kind of burrito? I'm like, let's switch it up a little bit. Let's go steak. But I asked her, I engaged. I said, how's your night going? How you doing? She's like, good. Thanks for asking. Appreciate that. The woman in front was kind of a cunt. She was a bitch. Yeah, she's
real
just like,
bitchy.
Steak burrito. Like, don't forget my fajita veg. She's like, you didn't fucking tell her to put fajita veggies on it. Like, what do you mean forget about it, you idiot? Like, you gotta say, put fajita veggies on it. Yeah. Anyway, girl goes, ooh, I got the fresh steak for you. Turns around, it's like overflowing. She scooped scooped again. I had literally, it was like a half a fucking steak, right? I mean, it was massive amount of steak. She looks at me and goes, I'm like, I mean, it was pretty bad. Like, if you looked at my burrito and they're sitting next to each other, and then I looked at her and go, you need more steak, don't you?
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking in my head, don't be an asshole, and you'll probably get hooked up.
You're like, do you mind if I got a little bit more steak?
You know what she
on there?
said? Like, didn't even say, like, she goes, she like points at her bird. She goes, can I get more steak? I'm like, you know what I said? If you ask nicely, they'll probably get you more steak. And the girl behind the counter is busted out laughing. And she scoops, and the manager's like, yeah, we got you. We'll put more steak. And then she looks at me with
double
this
steak,
like pissed off look. Yeah, they charged her double steak. I literally had quadruple steak, regular price.
That's the thing is,
didn't charge me for guac or queso, bro.
Didn't make a dent.
Didn't make a.
But that's the thing. Whenever it comes to service like that,
a dick.
No, and what I've always found is, sometimes you can tell when the people have had a bad day.
Right.
So I always try to like add some comedy to it, make them laugh or whatever.
But like, it's all about being genuine.
Yeah, and
I hate this, like, how are you? Mm-hmm. So like vague, like not personable. You're like, hey man, how's your day going?
Yeah.
And if he's like, oh shit, he'd be like, oh, that sucks. What's up? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So I would always when I go to Chipotle, because barbacoa, they usually are like, they don't give you a whole lot.
Oh, is it expensive or what?
I think it's the most expensive thing there, and
No
they
shit?
just don't really give you a whole lot. But it's the best. It's so good. So what I always do
You should probably
is
switch that up.
no. It's
No, I'm
it's
saying
so-
I've never done
oh, it's
barbacoa.
so oh my god, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every single time they'll be like, hey, what kind of meat you want? And I was like, can I get as much barbacoa as I can without having to pay extra?
Yeah,
and
you're
they
that
always
guy.
laugh. No, but they always laugh. I do it in like a joking manner.
Sure.
And because I know they know,
Right.
like with barbacoa, they're like, if you ask
good.
for extra, they'll give you like a string
Sure.
of the shredded beef. And
So that's what it is. It's shredded.
it's shredded beef.
Ugh.
What?
No, it's fine.
It's the same thing as steak, but cut up and
Steak's better.
seasoned. No,
Steak's
it's not. Trust me, you'll have it and you'll blow your mind. But I'll always do.
He's done.
Third time?
About that, he's done. Breaking news. A bombshell today is will resign.
Another hour, another bombshell.
This is a tipping point.
This president could be impeached.
All right, sorry. You could be impeached, but dude, it's, yeah.
But I always do it in like a fun, joking manner,
Sure.
and they're always like, you can tell that they're told don't overdo it on the barbacoa, and they're always super cool about it, and like
Correct.
and hook it up.
My thing is too is like, Chipotle is good. It's just too much,
Mm-hmm.
dude. Too much food in one sitting. People eat that shit like every day.
Yeah, I remember back in high school, that was like
That was a go-to.
that was Chipotle was
Ours
like
was T-Bell because we had one super close to the high school, dude. Oh, dude, we just go there and crush that.
Were you allowed to leave for lunch?
They did it for like a semester, and then they realized kids are getting fucking baked and smoking a bunch of weed and doing stupid shit, and then they're like, nah.
Because
No more.
yeah, we couldn't do that. And if you got caught, because there was a lady, her job was literally to sit in the parking lot and take down license plates of people
Get
who
the
left.
fuck out
Yeah,
of here,
that was
dude.
her job. So
Yeah,
if
your
you
job has value.
if you left and got caught, you'd get Saturday school.
Dude, but Saturday school was like fun.
It wasn't. You sit, you can't talk.
I remember
for
kids
like
were,
3
throwing
hours.
hips in and shit.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Were you
I
the
would.
bad kid or were you the fucking loser? Or like, what was your whole thing in high school? What were you in high school? Like the jock?
Yeah, I played high school hockey.
So were you that arrogant, like
Absolutely,
cocky-
yes, 100, yes, yeah.
Dude,
but it was
and I would have not been home.
no, but it was me. No, I was also. I had
Captain,
friends.
did
And
you have the C on your jersey, bro?
no,
The
I
A?
wasn't a leader. I wasn't a leader. I didn't give a fuck.
Were you
But-
like what's his name in Goon? The fucking who's the main dude? Stifler, but what's his name in the fucking movie?
Doug Glatt?
Doug Glatt.
No,
dude,
I was a little
stud.
guy, but I was good. No, I had multiple offers to play in college and shit like that.
No shit.
Yeah, yeah. But
Damn.
I had some bad shit happen towards the end of high school and whatnot.
Right.
But in high school, I was cool with everyone, but I masked my my depression and my anxiety with being an asshole.
For sure. Yeah. Dude, high school though is a trip, isn't it? Like I
Yeah.
think about it, I'm like, it's like laughable.
For sure.
I go, oh, it had no, I don't want to say no value, but it like, I think it created, I mean, you have to be social with other people. I think all together created more problems than good. College made sense for 2 years, maybe, out of the 4, like where you had to go into your major and like learn some shit. But, dude.
It was wild because, I mean, I'm guessing my high school experience was probably a lot like yours because you
Was
went to
it,
a big.
bro? Was it?
I mean, in terms of my school was huge.
right.
Like my graduating class was over 1,000.
Ours is 1,500.
Yeah. So it was, you'd go to school every day and you'd see someone you'd never seen before. So it was so big.
Right.
We had they were called houses. So what it was is there were so many kids that we had to have 5 assistant principals. And so like last names starting from like A through F or whatever were house 1.
So dumb.
Yeah, and to split it up to be able to
dumb.
manage all these kids.
Right.
So it was so big that you kind of get lost in the sauce, and there's no, like, if you're having a hard time, there's so many kids that you can't, your teachers, all that, aren't able to pick up on it because like my class sizes were like 45 kids in a class,
Insane.
and that's high school.
Yeah. That's how we felt. It was almost like a university.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, my senior year, I was drunk all the fucking time. And then I told my algebra teacher that I had irritable bowel syndrome.
No shit.
So I would be in the bathroom because we had 4 classes a day.
Yeah.
So each class was 90 minutes.
Fuck.
So I'd sit
long.
I'd sit in the bathroom for like 45 minutes in my algebra class and just have a big fucking dip in and play games on my fucking phone.
Ugh.
Like that's what I did. But yeah, I didn't take school.
You passed high school?
Did I pass high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had like a 3.5. Shit was fucking a joke.
Just questions.
Yeah.
Just learning about you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I did more than okay in high school.
You did your time
grade-wise.
in the high school game. Yeah, dude.
But yeah, it was hard because in my senior year, I spent the last, I think, all of April and half of May in the hospital.
Yikes.
And that was my senior year because I tried to commit suicide and shit. And
it's stressful, man. Like all the anxiety and the shit now is so prevalent. Like where back then this is pre-social media, now with social media,
I couldn't even imagine.
It's like it's blown up. Like you were talking about at the beginning of the podcast, how like who is it with Joe Rogan? They're like things are so much more difficult, and he's like, no, they're not. It's the same, but you just know about it. He's right, but I feel like with social media, that's those triggers.
Yeah.
Because if you're not using it for like a business or like promoting something or enjoying it and having fun with it, people are like saying some awful shit about other people, and then that's triggering depression, if they have anxiety, whatever, and then they're like, it's creating these tipping points of like, are they taking their own life?
Yep.
Are they hurting others?
And that's the thing I couldn't even imagine, because when I was in high school, it was more of a when you like you had your drama, and for the most part it was at school, and it was cut off at that. And MySpace was big when I was in high school.
Oh, Tom?
Yeah.
Dude.
So MySpace was the big breadwinner at the time, and I think my junior year of high school was when Facebook popped off.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, you're so much younger.
And
than me.
I remember like being told about Facebook, and I'm like, this is I got MySpace.
So dumb, but dude, it's so.
I got my top 6 friends on my MySpace. Remember how you could like list your top people and shit?
Dude.
And then
how was your account? Was it booming like your Instagram?
Yeah.
Do you have a hella following on MySpace?
Yeah. That and but that's when Facebook became prevalent. Mm-hmm. And so like junior, senior year was when things really, really started to change in technology via phones. I think the first iPhone came out when I was like a sophomore or junior in high school. And
I was a junior in college.
Yeah. And so things really, really, it was weird. There was that shift in like a matter of a year where things really, social media started blowing up, new iPhones, all that kind of stuff was going. And there was this big, huge, dramatic change where it went from, hey, you see your friend, and the communication you'd have is, there was texting, but it wasn't like it is today.
Sure.
It was like you only had a certain amount of texts that you could send in the month, or you got charged. Remember that, where you're like, oh, like the whole unlimited plan didn't really work. You got free texting between people who had the same provider as you. Yeah. And so there was that, and then AOL Instant Messaging was big. But then all of a sudden,
yeah, dude, I remember that in college.
But then all of a sudden, within a year, I think it was like from 2009 to 2010 was like the big boom of fucking iPhones where everyone was getting iPhones, and fucking Facebook was taking off, and fucking Farmville on Facebook and shit.
The
remember
fuck
that?
Is Farmville?
Where
no.
you had a farm.
Nope.
You fucking had crops and shit in Farmville. What's going on here?
Doing funny sound bites.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, dude, for me, like, I just think everything's like, it's whatever you want to make of it.
Yeah.
Like, social media is great, the internet's great, there's so many great things. Like, people complain about too much shit, and it's like, if I want to look something up, I instantly can find the answer.
It's great.
It's so fucking
awesome.
I just think like I'm trying to wrap my head around why people go the negative route when it's like, dude, you got an iPhone. Like, this is awesome. You know what I mean?
Dude, if you got a green bubble coming in, that's some peasant shit.
Green bubble.
Get rid of that fucking green bubble and get yourself an iPhone.
Facts. True. Actually, when I texted Jay today, he's in Europe.
Yeah.
So that's why he was not the blue bubble.
Well, Kelsey's doesn't have an iPhone. And it fucking pisses me off. I tell her like every day, get a goddamn iPhone.
She has a burner phone, doesn't she?
Yeah, probably.
Because she talks to you, snaps it, throws it in the trash, goes to Walgreens, grabs another one.
Yeah.
Makes
I
sense.
think she is. What's the other...
Was she have a Google phone?
No. What's the other
Android.
Yeah, she has a fucking Android. Yeah. And I'm like, get a goddamn iPhone.
Right? To each their own.
I know.
Yeah, but I'm... Yeah, I mean, dude, this stuff's awesome. Like, I think with, back to the political rant of bullshit with people, take ownership in your being. Like, life's too short, man. Like, Andy came in, Nelson came in, and family member just passed away this week.
Oh, shit.
41 years old. She was fine. All of a sudden, bump, cancer, dead.
Damn.
And I'm just like, dude, I'm so sorry. And it's like it really puts life in perspective. I just think people need to be nicer, man. Have fun. Enjoy what you do. Like, I woke up today and I'm like, dude, it's super rad. I get to come in. We get to do this, create this brand, interact with cool people. I don't know, people just need to chill the fuck out, really. Especially the politics shit, man. It drives me up a wall. Yeah. Like, you have the right to vote what you want, vote your shit, support your shit, but don't be some fucking troll on the internet.
Yeah. It's really...
Like, what did we just watch before we started this podcast? That fucking dickhead on CNN literally disrespecting our president to his face. And then the president said, like, you're done, enough. That's enough. And he kept talking over the president and then kept going. And it's like to the point of like, get your security out here and remove this guy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what I mean?
That's just like, a lack of respect.
Yeah, I don't care
Such
if it's
a lack,
Obama, Trump, or Bozo the Clown. You just don't fucking... Remember Bozo the Clown? Or is that too young for you?
No, I know who that is.
I know him well, yes.
I know who that is. But yeah,
What's your take on it? I mean, you're a Marine, or still are. Some guy, by the way, like, ripped me a new a-hole. It was on social media. He goes, he always is a Marine. I'm like, pump the brakes, guy. Like, dude, I get it. Like, but he took it so, like... I said, Marine, or I said something like was a Marine, like in the Marine Corps, and he just went, always will, like.
Yeah, well, yikes. I get questions about that. I'm like, the way I look at it, I did my time, it's done, it's over with. I don't need to like sit and talk about it. It's like that kid who, or it's the guy who's fucking 35 sitting at the bar with his fucking Letterman jacket on talking about how he played fucking high school hockey. It's like, no, okay, cool.
That's not cool.
Like, I want to be looked at now for what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
In the present.
For sure.
Than a small fraction of what my... Like, I've been out.
What you said is fraction. Like, that's the crazy shit. If you open up a timeline of, like, your existence, you were in the Marine Corps for 4 years, right? That is such a small blip of, like...
That's high school, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
that's high school,
but it seems like forever. Yeah. But like, I mean, it's crazy.
Like now, I've been to the point where I've almost been out as long as I was in. So I'm like that. Like, I don't think about it anymore.
Right.
Like I don't.
Yeah. For sure.
And I think that has to do with a lot of shit with everyone. It's like, stop holding on to your glory days or whatever the fuck they were and move forward. Maybe that's what I'm different from some other people, and I know you're the same way. You don't fucking sit and talk about shit. Like there's a certain time and a place to like talk about like fun experiences you've had in the past.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's totally cool. Yeah. Reminiscing about, whether it's, times in college or times on tour and just normal everyday, reminiscing, like something happens, you're like, oh, that reminds me of that time, whenever. But when your life is you living in what you did X amount of years ago,
no one gives a fuck.
That's fucking sad.
Well, no one cares.
And I don't want to be looked at for things I've done. I want to be looked at.
You want to be a legend, bro?
Legends never die. I want to be looked at as a person for what I'm presently doing and pushing for. And
legacy,
I don't give
bro.
I don't
That's
give a
the word,
fuck
your legacy.
about the shit that I did.
Yeah.
X amount of years ago. I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to build something.
Right.
Well, I think I'm trying to be a person where I'm not tied, where who I am as a person is not tied to one single thing.
Sure.
Like, oh, Alec, the fucking Marine. I'm like, no, I'm just Alec. Like, that's just me. I'm just a person, and I don't want to be like looked at as like, oh, that's Alec, the fucking fitness guy. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Or like where you're known.
Wait, Fit Fam?
Yeah.
On, Fit Fam?
Where you're known, your life is dictated on what you do or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want to be just known as a normal, like a fucking regular guy.
Butt hurt though and bitter about the fucking fitness part is because we see this shit all the time, and you get bent on it because you're like, the guy's just working out. I'm like, yeah, no, I agree with you, but it's that self like validation, dude. Like, am I good enough? Let me do. Hey, it's hump day. How many girls are fucking showing their butts, right? And then they get attention from a bunch of fucking weirdo dudes. Like, what do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like, you just go, like, stick your ass out on the internet. Like, you're gonna get some flack on that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why I started talking about that.
No, it is. It's
Oh, you were saying being known. Yeah,
yeah.
that's the thing. Is
like cool, like with like clothing, with the clothing and all that. Yeah, that it's something that I'm a part of.
Yeah.
But it's not me.
Right.
That's not me. I'm not.
You're not just a piece of meat.
No,
You're not. You have a heart. You have a brain.
I do. I'd like to think, I'm 25 years old, and I'd like to think that I'm doing something.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you're not doing is winning the beard contest.
Yeah.
So Ed's gonna be.
I'm so fucking sick of this goddamn beard.
Well,
But I think
coming in real nice.
I think I've really changed my perspective on the way I think about things now.
Yeah.
Is for the longest time I think it was like I look at it like if this thing gets this big, then I'm good.
Yeah, that
like,
doesn't exist.
No.
That's what I love though, because if you think that way, then I win.
Yeah.
Because like it's the people that win in life are like the next day rolls into the next day, and you look forward to opportunities and doing cool shit that you're into. And like I woke up, I think it was today, I'm like, damn, man, I'm pretty lucky that I get to like do things I love to do, and then I'm like also monetizing it. Not like in any way I'm better than you. Like if you love working as a barista at Starbucks and you make a mean fucking cold brew, like kudos to you, man. That's right. Or if you're at Chipotle and can wrap a dope burrito and that's
you never tear one,
and you never tear one, and you don't skimp on that carnitas, good for you. But like I cannot level with the people that like I love people too that set themselves up. They go, hey dude, I got 1 year at this because it's gonna save my money to get to this thing. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's a go-getter. That's someone that's gonna eat the shit to get what they want in about a year, which is right around the corner, by the way. But I'm just at that point in my life where it's like you take things as they come, but you're also excited, like doing shit. Like if it's with the clothing brand, if it's with us hanging out together, if it's doing the podcast, I just think people need to stop complaining. Like enjoy what you do and affect people's life. And if what you're doing gets people excited, you're doing the right thing. That's life. That's life.
And having gratitude for what you do have. Maybe you don't have everything you want.
Nah.
But there are things in your life that you're like you're happy about. Like am I like I'm fucking happy with everything? No, I want more. I want more.
You should always want more.
Yeah, I want more, and I want to continue to grow as an individual.
Yeah.
But I'm so extremely grateful for what I have.
Yeah, man.
Because I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't have those things.
For sure.
And I'm super fucking grateful. And I think that's the closed-mindedness that I went through life for so long is just looking at the negatives of everything and not realizing, like, behind me, I got fucking awesome people.
Do you notice that, though? Like, I think a lot of people, this is, I think, coming from that whole mental illness, is like they immediately go to the negative. Like, people owe you something.
For sure.
It's like, dude, no one gives a fuck.
Yep.
But, like, it comes from you have to give a fuck.
Yep.
And that's in anything you do. And it's like, when you give a fuck, that's attractive.
Yeah.
Like, it's that law of attraction, like the manifesting. I'm a huge believer. Like, I know it. Like, if you want something fucking bad enough, dude, it's possible. Like, it just is. The question is, when will that happen? 1 year, 5 years, or 14 years? I don't know. And you'll never know that answer, but you work towards it and you constantly progress. As long as your graph is going in upward trajectory, you're good, you know? And, like, I hate people like, dude, when I hit 60, I'm retired and I'm done. I laugh at them because I'm like, you're going to be really fucking pissed when you hit 60, you end your job, you get a fat account with a 401k, and then you go, now what the fuck do I do? And you're, like, bored. You don't even know what to do with your time in your life.
Yeah, or you don't even make it to 60, and you're living this bullshit life, thinking that once you hit a certain age, everything's gonna be kosher. Yep. You don't even fucking make it there.
Dude, my favorite comment is, there's no time like the present. It's like, live now, and then it paves the way into opportunities and networking that, like, a door opens and you're like, this is fucking cool. Like, who would have thunk a year later I have this opportunity? If everyone starts putting that mindset in their head, and, like, you don't have that much time on this planet, people will think differently, dude. Like, they will, and they'll start thinking more positive. And yeah, I just don't have time for negative shit anymore, man.
It's that in my opinion, I think it's, one, you have to realize no one fucking cares, and no one's gonna do it for you. And one, you're not entitled to anything at all,
right?
And you're a fucking nobody. So stop acting like you're somebody.
You're a nobody.
You're nobody in the scheme of it all. Nobody. So stop acting like you are someone that's owed all this shit, because you're gonna go nowhere if you think you're entitled to whatever you think you're entitled to. Yeah, because that means if you think you're entitled to something, that means your feet stopped moving. Nothing's gonna come to you if your feet stop moving. So get them pitter patter, fucking get at her.
Yeah,
that rhymed.
And then I think a lot of times people too, they compare themselves to other people, and, like, you look at stuff, but it's like, create that as motivation, man. Like, look at it as, like, there's two options. Literally, life is way more simplistic than people make it out to be. You either go the positive route, the negative route, right? So when someone else is doing better in their music world, or their clothing line, or, like, their podcasting, I don't get bent because Joe Rogan is crushing podcasting.
Fuck you, Joe Rogan!
I'm like, cool, but, like, who's saying you can't be the next him? Yeah. Or better than him? I don't think that's far-fetched at all, right? It's just, when he started podcasting, it wasn't that popular. No. It just kind of fell into, he started networking, and he's kind of just a curious fucking dude that says random shit off the top of his head, smokes a lot of fucking drugs, and loves to work out. Yeah. He's the fucking men's Oprah, is what he is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's Joe Rogan, but...
It's that, and like, when you're talking about, life gets a lot easier, and when you stop, like you said, comparing yourself,
worrying about other
that
people.
and being jealous over other people around you's success.
Totally.
You need to, like, root for the people around you, and if you start getting bent out of shape because other people around you are having success, and wishing, you know, someone's downfall around you because it's not happening to you, that's not good. And that's something that I've learned, is being super excited for the people around me to have success, and being like, if something really good or a good opportunity comes to someone, to be like, fuck yeah, that's awesome, even though I'm not a part of it, but being like, hell yeah, That's awesome.
Dude,
that
that's
person
such a
deserves
rare,
that shit.
That's such a rare, like, thing, too. What's funny is then when you're putting that out, it instantly is reflecting not only confidence, but people are like, oh, wow, he's not actually pissed. He's rooting. It's like, if you root for more other, people or other people that are maybe doing the same thing as you or into the same shit, you're then breeding positivity, which is going to repay you at some point. But just be true to that, and then don't veer away from it and then go, oh, now you're this negative asshole. Like, no person that's ever a shithead in life actually, like, it works out, Yeah,
like I look at it, everything with, like, the band and everything. Like, I'm not a part of the band. I'm not a member of the band.
You are the...
I'm a part of the crew and everything, but everything that's spiraling into what's going on with you guys and the success that's happening, I'm not going to be the front runner of what's going on. I'm going to be in the background, but I'm so... You
got to have the team, or you got to have the team to have the machine be well-oiled and actually function.
I'm so excited for, like, you guys with everything that's developing right now, and that's not directly... I'm not benefiting 100%. Like, I'm not the fucking lead vocalist or guitar player of the band, so I'm not gonna... But I'm so fucking excited for, like, to see the success that you guys are having.
I mean, what's crazy, dude, is, like, not to go on a tangent about the music thing, but it's about being real with yourself. And, like, when you're doing things for the right reasons, it will pan out. And I don't, like... You can't just, like, sit and wait around. Like... You got to be mega proactive and just do something that's going to get the gears, like, literally think about it like a gear moving.
Yeah.
And the second you stop pushing the gear in motion, like, that's your problem. Like, you're creating that problem. Like, if the wheels keep turning and you're either in the studio writing new music, you're doing an Instagram post, you just did new apparel, you got this, you're creating this, you're doing that, you're doing something towards the big goal, which is, what do you want to do? And the funny thing is, goals change. Like, once you level off, it's like the retirement comment we talked about. Like, we want to tour in 2019 in Europe. Cool. Okay, when we do that goal, your goal's going to change. And then it's like, fuck, we killed it in Europe. Now what?
Yep.
Well, we want to do the X, Y, and Z. Cool. So, like, you should have a goal board and, like, set up. And this is with anything. Like, there is no final moment where it's like, even with this brand, there isn't a moment like, if I was in every fucking Zoomies and PacSun, oh, that's it? Like, no, dude, you gotta still keep making dope shit for people and keep doing that. My goal is to get as many people loving the brand and keep making cool shit. That's it, And yeah, man, it's crazy when it's your intentions and what you do is what really drives everything. And no one should care more than you, but the coolest thing is when you're making something, you make people care.
Yep.
That's when that's a movement. That's the definition truly of, like, you're creating a movement. Why are people latching onto this person? Well, they're creating a movement because they like what they're doing. They're a positive influence, and, it's moving forward. I love it, man. I get excited on shit. I love looking at artists' stories, like come up stories, and it's like, do you know what these people went through? But that's just life, It's like, I think getting it handed to you, like, on a silver platter, what's exciting about that?
Yep.
I just picked up a guitar and now I won a Grammy.
Yeah.
Okay, you've been playing music for a year and you won a Grammy. Like, that's pretty crazy. But, like, now what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that and doing your part.
Yeah.
Like, what you can do, your part.
Yeah.
Do your part, not someone else's. Do your part, and into making success happen. And
definition of success is totally different too. I mean, it's like, at the end of the day, creating value for people, like spreading it, create that value, do something that's helping someone else out. Be fucking kind, man. Be good to people, and, like, the world's a better place if it's fucking Trump or whoever the fuck are running the country. That only has a certain effect on you, not what these fucking idiots are saying on the internet. Like, no. I think you got too much time on your fucking hands.
Yeah, put that fucking...
But it's a good use.
Do
something with it.
Seriously. Put that shit to some positive use.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Fuck, and it's easier said than done. It is.
Yeah, it's not easy, but if it was
It's
easy,
easier
everyone would do it, right?
Yep.
Dude, I gotta eat though. I'm hungry.
All right, well, we can
away.
wrap this one up. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you to our sponsor, Iron and Ink Fitness. You guys are fucking awesome, man.
I love those guys.
So they're
fucking
super
great.
they're super good dudes, and they take care of us.
They do. They put clothes on our back, you know.
But yeah, like we got questions earlier, so if you want to ask any questions, send those in to podcast@ironandinkfitness.com.
Yeah, we're also gonna get a couple guests. So we're gonna get the guys who ink up our bodies. We're gonna get the guys at Uptown Tattoo, probably Zach for sure, and see maybe we could pull Dan. He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So we can get a couple of these guys in. They're redoing their shop now. Should be done actually at the end of this month, and then
Sick.
get some tattoo artists in. Also, it's Brandon, the one dude that came through. You know, he works with a group of like veterans, kind of like a guys club.
Yep.
It's pretty rad.
Yep.
So, you know, have him involved. And he was in the Army, I think, was it?
Navy.
Yep. Navy guy. So, have him on the podcast. He's local. And just, you know, if you have ideas for topics, we're open to shit. Let us know. And what's the code? Podcast, right?
Podcast.
Is it 15% off?
Save 15% off all orders on ironandinkfitness.com. Follow the Iron and Ink Instagrams at Iron and Ink Fitness.
Yeah.
Do all your shopping, all your needs, ironandinkfitness.com. We'll put all the links in the bio. Jeff's Instagram is at Jeff Baustert, JeffBaustert. Mine is Alec at Alec Robinson _ because some asshole took Alec Robinson. And yeah,
Dude, that guy's gonna tune in someday. He's like, "It's me, man. I'm the guy.
I'm that asshole.
I'm the dude."
All right, well, thank you guys so much for listening, and we will catch up with you guys soon. See you later.
Peace.